start by introducing yourself and what you have there?
Okay, hi, I'm Carl. I'm from Airsoft Innovations. I guess I'd be called the lead engineer there. Most of my job there is product design and repairing equipment that's not working properly.
Great. And what is that you have in your hands there?
This is, I wouldn't call it a new prototype, but it's a shotgun that I've been working on for maybe the last 4 or 5 years. It's gotten pretty good, so I think it's time to show it and try to figure out what our next steps are to bring this to market.
So what do you think sets this shotgun apart from the other ones that are on the market right now?
Well, this model, this specific variant fires 16 pellets per trigger pull, which is a lot more than anything else really shoots. Well, except maybe the APS and the large shotgun. So we shoot a lot of pellets. All those pellets come out at high velocity, doing 350 per pellet, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, because you're eating, I think, 1.3 joules per pellet. So if you get all of them, you're eating like 23 joules. So while individually the pellets are not very high energy, so they don't have as much piercing damage, sounds like Dungeons and Dragons, you really do feel it, because you get hit by many pellets at the same time. This shotgun uses cheap shells. The shells do not require pneumatics, no valving in it. You don't need a fill station to put pressure in the shells. Most of the pneumatic design is here in the gun. This marble cut out in the stock, because I felt that players wanted to hang on to the expensive part, and if they're going to drop something, they should drop the cheaper part.
Yes. Right?
Yeah. Well, I designed this gun around. I had a number of principles that I was designing to when I started this project. I wanted the gun to be combat effective first, which means I have to shoot a lot of pellets at a significant velocity. So I was aiming like 280 or higher feet per second, and a lot of pellets, which is kind of hard because it tends to drive you towards certain design principles like a loose bore or waddings. I also wanted simple shells that were easy to load, and I wanted simple shells that would be cheap. So I didn't want significant pneumatics in the shell, because they're not very dirt tolerant. You drop them in the mud, you might wreck them. And they tend not to be very cheap because they need machine parts. So this gun is based on cheap shells. I hope to retail them for like $10 for 5. So $2 a shell that are reusable shells is pretty good.
Yeah.
Because the shells are so simple, they're dirt tolerant and they're easy to wash. You could put them in the dishwasher if you wanted.
That's awesome. So what kind of gas are you using in here? CO2, propane, green gas? What's the thoughts?
This variant is propane powered.
Okay.
Oh, that was another one of my design principles. I wanted to be able to design an effective gun that worked at low pressure. My concern with CO2 is it's very easy to crank up regulators and make them very powerful and dangerous, and I didn't really want to see my work doing that.
Yeah. So how many shots worth of gas are you thinking that it's going to be able to store?
This one, not very many. This particular version only holds enough gas for 8 shots, but with a total redesign of the gun, I think I can do up to 20.
And is it going to be a fixed magazine, or is it going to be able to change out the gas cartridge as well?
I'm kind of avoiding the gas cartridge. I really don't like these removable reservoirs. It's another leak point. It's another thing that has a seal that can go bad on you. I do appreciate that it's kind of nice to be able to hot swap them on the field, but they increase the price point.
Right.
It's another chunk of stuff that has to go in. I think if I could hold like 20 pumps worth of gas on board the gun, we'll get better reliability and we'll get a better price point.
That's awesome. You said it's a single barrel in there, right?
Yep, 160mm barrel.
And there's no kind of hop up in there, right? It's just coming straight out, or?
I can do hop up, I think. I haven't been focused on hop up because I'm more on the pneumatic design end, but I'm really certain I can put hop up.
What kind of ranges are you guys getting on them right now? Like pretty standard for 350 FPS, or?
Yeah, I mean it's standard 50 feet per second. That kind of tells you your range.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think I probably want to launch this product more at 280.
More at 280.
350 feet per second doesn't sound very fast for an airsoft gun, because we're used to single shotguns.
Yeah.
You get hit by one pellet at 350, you're like, ow, and then you move bond. When you get 16 of them in one hit, it's considerably more muzzle energy. I mean, we're talking like 24 joules.
Yeah.
So that's, at some point it might even get a bit dangerous.
Right.
Especially when you get real close.
Yeah. What kind of a price point are you guys aiming for on the gun?
I'm really hoping to launch separate models with different price points. I'd like a really high-end one that feels like a real gun and has a lot of steel parts.
Yeah.
Just for reasons of vanity.
Yeah.
I'd like a mid-end because that's where I tend to play really, is mid-end. I'm hoping between 300 and 350 kind of range. And I think with some work I could value engineer this onto like a $60 to $80 gun, like a Walmart special. It won't perform as well as this, this build, but it'll still be quite good.
And what kind of a time frame are you guys aiming at for release? Do you have any idea yet, or
no idea? It's not dependent on me. It's kind of dependent on how our vendor relations work out.
Okay.
We have a few good prospects for manufacturing partners, and I guess we're just kind of feeling the process out and seeing how things will go.
Perfect. Well, it looks like a really, really awesome product there. You got some of the groupings from the earlier tests there behind you, and it looks like a really, really promising product. And that looks like an awesome grouping for the range that you had. Very, very effective.
I think that's about a 10-inch grouping at 30 feet.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking to us today. Really, really appreciate it. Thanks so much.
Thanks for the coverage.
Don't worry, you're doing great. No pressure.
Thank you for coming to my demonstration. This is a challenge I shotgun model I've been working on for maybe 4 or 5 years now. We're finally coming close to something that is working. Really, to be honest, this is a very rough model. I'm not focused on replicating any specific gun. My design project really is to design a pneumatic that's combat effective for airsoft that fits in a gun. So really what my objectives were to make something that could fit into a gun well, and then figure out what models we want to stick it in later. Because to be honest, there's so many neat shotguns out there. It's kind of goofy to lock on the model at the beginning. So this gun fires 16 pellets per shot per trigger pull, which is not bad. At about 350 feet per second, so it's pretty punchy. It fires all of its pellets out of a single 6mm barrel. So the shells do not require a wadding or a closer cap or pneumatics. So this gun is based on simple shells that will be cheap, targeting $10 for 5 kind of thing. So we didn't want the end user to require like a crazy fill station, CO2 setups, and 2 minutes to fill a shell. This is meant to work around cheap shells. And we have another breech design that can load pellets from magazine, so you will not be injecting shells. And that's really the first one I wanted to do because players don't want to pick up shells at all. But I got so much interest in the shell injector, I decided to do this one. So hopefully this won't misfire on me. This was tuned in the cold winter weather, so when it gets warm it kind of misfires a bit, but we'll see what happens. So shells load, like on a real shotgun. And it jams like a real shotgun. So these shells are simple pellet carriers. There's no like pneumatic valving. If you drop them in the dirt, you can put them in the dishwasher.
Nice.
Not bad spread. Lots of holes. With this current edition, each pellet I think comes out at about 1.3 joules. So if you eat all of them, you're eating about 22 joules. What's that? I think I'm shooting 20s. But the weird thing is if you put heavier pellets in this gun, you get more muzzle energy. It's not like an electric gun, which is powered by a spring, which is pretty much a constant energy gun. With most gas guns, if you put heavier pellets in them, you get more punch out of them. That concludes my demonstration. Thank you for coming.